Okay, we've got a picture of Nostradamus there predicting the future. Now this is a little bit of a tricky part. You go back to this is about going back to the spreadsheet and trying to, so you've got you need to imagine your comprehensive spreadsheet there now, not my simple one, but I can demonstrate it here in the simple one. You go back to, you've got your spreadsheet there, and what I need you to try and work out is which of all the costs has the biggest impact on the bottom line. And the way you're going to do that is trial and error. And I'll show you, I can demonstrate it straight away. So for example, let's say registration went up by another $200. It went up to $1,000. I want you to watch the bottom line. See the bottom line down the bottom, called the bottom line. Everything's in bold, and then I made bigger the cost per year for each car. And at the moment you can see that the electric car is more expensive to run than the petrol car. So, but I'm going to change the registration cost to $1,000 and see what happens. Alright, now because I've set up all my formulas properly, you can see that the cost of the petrol car has gone up, but it's still not more expensive to run than the electric car. So I might play with it a bit more. And oh look, at $1,100, the petrol car becomes more expensive than the electric car. Okay, it's gone up. So the change value of registration is $1,100, but I had to up registration a lot, right, to get to the point where the petrol car was more expensive. Okay, and you have to find out the one that has the most impact. And I don't think it's registration. So I'll go back to, back to when that was $700. And let's have a play around with petrol. So you can see I've put petrol in a fortnight. What if I double petrol to 120? Well, look at the impact there. So all I did was raise petrol by $60 a fortnight, and there's a massive change to the bottom line. And I don't know, I haven't actually played with this enough, but once you do your spreadsheet, you can play with these values. You need to find out, well, what value of petrol, or if it's insurance or electricity, whatever one's got the most impact, you're going to have to find out the value, the point at which the two running costs become basically the same. Okay? Now once you've done, and why are we doing that? Because we're trying to predict the future and find out what's going to have an impact on the comparative running costs of these cars. So, once you've found out what is going to have the biggest impact, I'm going to call it petrol, and you've worked out the change value, you then need to do some research. Has petrol stayed the same price over time? I can tell you, no, it hasn't. Is petrol expected to change into the future? Absolutely. Right? There is a finite amount of petrol on this planet. Once it's gone, it's gone. So as there's less and less of it, the price of petrol is going to go up, which is one of the reasons where, like when I was your age, no one was talking about electric cars, but the price of petrol was about a third of what it currently is. So now that petrol's got to a certain amount, it could be the thing that's having the biggest influence, but you're going to work that out. So is it expected to change in the future? At what rate? How many years do you think it's going to take until it gets to that change value? And you might be able to do that by doing a bit of a graph and extending the graph into the future. That would be how I would probably approach that. And then, again, you're going to write just one paragraph to justify it, with reference to all those calculations and research that you've done. Just one paragraph, okay? And I've put in how we're going to mark that section. You can see there's 3 marks for that strong justification of predicted future change. And again, I've given you another 2 marks for clearly communicating it in a paragraph. And there's 1 mark for accurately identifying that change value and the cost that has the biggest impact. Okay, thanks, Hayden.